Where do you find God? Almost sounds like a loaded question, doesn't it? I mean, if God was someone you could find, wouldn't everyone be out searching? Well, rather than looking for something elusive, like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I reckon it's more about learning to recognise the way God is already present to us in our everyday lives. I'm Lizzie Oakes, and this is Where Do You Find God? My guest on the podcast today is Julia Abel. Julia is a passionate woman, in particular about helping women, girls and families thrive in communities facing hardship. Together with her husband Joel, they've spent over 3 decades serving in Australian churches before stepping into ministry through Convoy of Hope, where she now helps lead programs that bring practical hope and lasting change to vulnerable communities. Living in lovely, warm Queensland, she's feeling a little chilly here today in Aotearoa, New Zealand, in our winter at time of recording here for Convoy of Hope, Water for Life Day. Julia, welcome to Where Do You Find God?
Thank you, Lizzie.
And so we've taken you away from your sunny, warm place, but it's a treat to meet you and to spend some time with you.
I'm actually enjoying the chilly weather. I'm enjoying actually getting to wear a jacket.
Oh.
This is good times for me.
Yeah, well, you know what? I prayed a prayer at the beginning of this winter because I've never liked winters, and I said, God, I want you to help me enjoy this winter. And guess what?
You're enjoying the winter.
I am, but there's been little things.
Tell me.
I got a new dressing gown and I got some like Ugg boot slippers, and I was like, okay, dress for winter. A few little things like that. Yeah. And also just like, it's all good.
Oh, I love it.
It's all
Who
good.
doesn't love a new dressing gown?
Yeah, well, I thought they were kind of dumb, but now I've got one. I like it.
They're making a resurgence.
So, like, you guys have been pastors for decades,
yes,
over in Aussie, and then you find yourself becoming part of Convoy of Hope, an incredible humanitarian and disaster relief organisation founded back in 1994. Can you give me the short version today of how you and Joel came to be part of Convoy of Hope?
Oh, well, Lizzie, that is a big question, and it would delight me no end to give you the short version. So we felt like there was a shift happening. We had been serving in one local church for 20 years, and that season was coming to an end. And as the season was coming to an end, I just got an impression in my own heart that the Lord was moving us into serving the poor. In fact, I felt the words, I want you to serve the poor. Now, as local church pastors, serving our community was just part and parcel of what we did. We loved it. But there was something in the Lord's ask about serving the poor that I knew it wasn't to the degree that we were doing it. I knew it was maybe a deeper dive. And so we encountered this guy called Hal Donaldson, who's the founder of Convoy of Hope. Joel had met him the previous year, but he was coming to Australia. He asked to meet with us after he found out that we were moving on from the church that we were a part of. And he started to share with us about who Convoy of Hope was and what Convoy of Hope was doing across the earth. I'd never heard of Convoy of Hope before this. And I started to think to myself, wow, this could really be an amazing journey. He kind of alluded to us getting involved at the time, and then from out of nowhere, knowing that the Lord was asking us to serve the poor, another NGO asked my husband Joel, would he consider going for the role of CEO?
Oh.
So we started to walk down that road, but it didn't feel right. And then the question came from the board in America, Convoy of Hope board in America, would we consider pioneering the work of serving the poor in the Oceania region from Australia? And we're pioneers at heart, and the answer from us was a wholehearted yes, with no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But it's been a journey that we're just taking one step at a time and bringing as many people on the journey as we can and serving the most vulnerable across Australia, across New Zealand now, and the world. And it has been such a privilege.
It's quite a big mandate, isn't it? The world.
It sounds like that, but when you're in a place, you're just in that place.
Yeah.
And you immerse yourself
What's
in that
in front
place.
of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm here in New Zealand this week.
You
and
are.
I'm here.
You are, and it's great to have you here. Julia, in Acts chapter 17, verse 27, it says, God intended that they would seek him and perhaps reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. So my question for you today, Julia, is where do you find God?
Oh, that's such a beautiful question, and I've got such diverse answers. So I find God when I'm cleaning my teeth and I think I'm still enough and I'm not talking because I've got a toothbrush in my mouth.
He's like at last.
Yeah, she's quiet. And I often find in those moments of cleaning my teeth regularly, he talks to me about other people.
Oh.
And gives me words of encouragement or prophecy or knowledge. And I used to just disregard it, like I must be just thinking outrageous things while I'm cleaning my teeth.
There's my imagination going wild as I clean my teeth.
Wild. And then I decided I'm going to start approaching the people that he speaks to me about and share with them only what I feel like he's saying to me. I'm not going to embellish, because sometimes what he was speaking was really simple and maybe just one sentence. Maybe it was a picture. And then I started sharing it with people and realised that he was using me to talk to them about things that mattered to them that I knew nothing about, but I was just confirming.
Wow.
And so I had these moments that now I always lean into cleaning my teeth. So I hear from God while I'm cleaning my teeth. I obviously, and maybe this is like a pretty standard answer, but as I'm reading the Bible, like I love my Bible. I've got a big, black, heavy Bible and I like to open it and I like to underline it. And I when the Lord speaks to me as I'm reading the Bible, I feel like it's an explosion of light into my heart. So I hear from him when I'm reading the Bible. I hear from him when I'm serving the poor, and I probably sense his presence in a greater, more powerful way when I'm serving the poor.
Yeah.
And that started actually in South Africa. Yeah. There was a moment there where we were fitting these specially made Nike shoes on the feet of a disabled child who otherwise was not wearing shoes. Mm. And I remember seeing the look in their eyes of absolute sheer joy as we fitted their gorgeous feet with these shoes. And I felt the tangible presence of God. Mm. And I went, I've never felt the Lord like that. And I was reminded he's close to the brokenhearted. He's close to the poor, and he wants us to hear their cry. And it was at that moment I went, oh, Lord, you really are close in these moments. So like the array from the cleaning the teeth to the fitting the shoes, yeah, it's where I meet with the Lord.
Yeah. But the thing is, wherever you are, he's there too, right? So you've gone to the opera, you're cleaning your teeth, you're swimming in the ocean, you're feeding the poor. He's there.
Amen.
Yeah. And I was just thinking about you with your Bible because, I've got this Bible that I love and underline. When you travel, do you travel with that Bible? Do you have a travel Bible?
Oh, gosh, I bring my big, fat, black Bible.
So do I.
Snap.
It's like, I'm emotionally invested in this Bible.
Oh, and it just adds to my luggage weight.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I'm like, I could look online. No, it's not the same.
I'm actually, because I've travelled so much this year and it's honestly been heavy. So I'm like, I have to invest in another one, but I like the tactile feel of my Bible. I know I could go to the Bible app and I've got the Bible app, but there's just something about turning the pages and underlining it. And
does that mean you're somebody who likes pen and paper as well?
Yes.
I'm with you.
I've got my journal with me too, so that's another way.
That's me. Yes, I do.
Are we the same people?
We've got curly hair,
yeah,
although
we do.
You're disguising yours, but that's for another conversation.
It is.
I'm interested to know, because you say about, that tangible experience of God being there, close to the brokenhearted. And there was something that you shared in one of our staff meetings. It was either you or your husband. And Mother Teresa had tell us that story of the founder. And
so Hal, in his younger years before Convoy was founded, he was a ghostwriter for a missionary couple that were writing a book, and he was asked to go to India, and one of the things that he was asked to do was to interview Mother Teresa. And so he was obviously, as a journalist, he's excited, he's writing this book, and Mother Teresa did what apparently she did so famously, was she turned the tables on him, and rather than him asking her all the questions, she asked him this poignant question, which really was the question that launched Convoy of Hope, and it was, what are you doing to serve the poor? What are you doing to serve the poor? Which broke his heart, because at that point he would say he was not doing anything.
Yeah. Was it you or your husband who shared that in the meeting the other day? It was you, sorry. When you said that, I'll show you my scribbly journal. I wrote it down. What are you doing to serve the poor? And I wrote Mother Teresa, and I just felt the weight of it. Oh. And I just think that, it says, doesn't it say in the word, the poor will always be with us? You know, there's always going to be need.
Yeah. But
I feel like sometimes as a Christian, that could even use that as an excuse. Oh, well, they're always going to be there because, we just, you're upfront and personal with it. But I'm not, apart from obviously the things that I see in my world and unfortunately, increasingly in the communities that I'm in. As somebody who is part of an organisation that's mandate is to help people around the world who are poor, how do you boil that down? Is it really just about seeing the one?
Oh, I mean, you nailed it. It really is. We have this saying, just do the next kind thing. And I think that's what Hal did after he met Mother Teresa. He just did the next kind thing, which was feed the poor in his community. And there is an opportunity to do the next kind thing for all of us. Like it's like seeing the poor, actually seeing them and meeting needs isn't as big and elaborate as we often think. And yes, we could use that as an excuse to actually not just do the next kind thing. And I think we're all faced every day with this incredible opportunity to do the next kind thing. We were just walking down near the water edge, just at the end of where we're staying.
Yeah, down on the waterfront in Auckland.
This old lady approached our group and she was wanting food. And we could have we were on our way to dinner and we could have just bypassed her, high-fived her, and he was like, hey, do well. But my husband, because he's always going to be the kindest person in the group, he just said, come on and I'll go and buy you dinner. And he just took her and bought her dinner. And it's not hard. And it didn't take long. Sometimes we think it's going to take long and it's going to inconvenience us. And the truth is it's going to inconvenience us. But why is that a problem? It's like, can't we be inconvenienced? And it didn't take that long. And it didn't cost that much. And she had a meal for the night. And I think, yes, the poor will always be amongst us, so just do the next kind thing and serve them.
Yeah. And the thing is, I guess, as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking, like Jesus sees the one. He sees you. He sees me. He sees the listener. And he never turns away when it's uncomfortable. In fact, often the messier it is, he just comes running into the middle of the mess and is like, I'm not afraid of getting a bit of this on me. I'm just going to be in there with you. And I think...
And imagine he got accused of being in the mess.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus is in there with sinners. He's in there with the mess. And us Christians, we're like, don't go into the mess. Don't go be with sinners. But yet we're meant to be like Jesus, who went into the mess in amongst the sinners.
Do you know, as a Christian, I probably never said this on air before, I don't like the word sinners. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that.
You're allowed to say whatever you want, Lizzie.
Thanks. Because I just see all human beings as the same. That every human on the earth has a need in their heart to receive unconditional love from the Father. And the ones who know him, that they could know him better. And the ones who don't yet, well,
I think maybe you've just represented him really well in that description.
I just don't like that word. I know I have sin and I'm not
Sinners!
perfect, but I just like, if you're going to call people sinners, throw me in there too, because I'm no different.
We have all sinned and all fallen short of God's glorious standard. Hello, that means we're all in together.
Yeah, but Jesus is the standard, right? Yeah. And he's washed it all away.
By his grace.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So
I love it.
Tell me more about finding God in working with the poor.
I think number one, it's where he is. It's where he is. And I want to be where he is. I've only got this one life.
Yeah. And how does that differ from all those years of being a pastor and you know,
I find him there too, though.
Yeah, sure, because we're all his people and he's everywhere we are.
People are full of like frailty. Like churches, are full of people that are frail.
So there's need everywhere.
There's need everywhere. That's why I say just do the next kind thing. So you don't have to hop on a plane like I do because it's part of what I do.
It's your job.
Yeah, and I go into some of the most impoverished places around the world. But there's so much different layers of poverty of thinking, poverty of heart, just poverty relative to the place that you're living. And it's just walking into that. And you have that in church life, hello, because people are there. So wherever people are, there's going to be a need. So is it massively different? Well, there's just a lot of acronyms in my world now. It's the world of acronyms, which that was a massive learning curve. But it's just serving people.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we're called to do as Christians.
And I hear from people, you know, who have been to Tanzania or other parts of the world because, you know, I know you help in local communities, but say for today it's this Water for Life Day where it's getting water into communities that, you know, they can't just turn on the tap. Like you and I are both standing in a studio and we've both got water bottles there and mine's probably half full and I'll go and fill it up halfway through my radio show later on. And
you won't even think about it.
I will now. People are changed, aren't they, when they, like yourself, when you come face to face with
the realities.
The reality and the suffering.
You are never the same.
Do you know I said I don't like the word sinners. I hate human suffering.
Yeah.
I don't like suffering of animals. I don't like suffering of anybody or anything.
You're a compassionate soul by the sounds of it.
Yeah, you know, all of us have suffered and will suffer at different times in our lives. And I know for me that I have met God so deeply in suffering. I wouldn't say I would wish that upon me or I would wish that upon someone else. And from watching the documentary that's actually on Shine TV, people can check it out, The First Drop, you know, you see this human suffering and yet these people have such dignity and they talk and they pray to God, God, make a way for us, you know, like.
And they believe he will.
Yeah.
Even though they can't see it. That just brings alive that whole scripture. Nothing's impossible for God, and it gives it a whole different slant. When you say a scripture like nothing is impossible for God. Because here at the other side of the earth, in somewhere like Tanzania, in one of the most driest places on earth where the earth is so grey and dusty because of years and years of drought, and they pray a prayer, God send people to bring us water. And they believe it will happen. And in that impossibility, for nothing is impossible with God, in that impossibility, he meets needs all the time. In your impossibility, in my impossibilities, when we've suffered the often that's where we sense him the closest.
Yeah. Don't they call that, I'm sure I've said this phrase a number of times on this podcast now because I've done over 100 episodes, but they call it the treasures of darkness, don't they?
Wow.
It talks in the Bible about the treasures of darkness.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. And when you're walking through it, you don't feel like it's a treasure.
No.
It's awful.
And when you look back and you've healed, you're thankful for the lesson, but I don't need to go back there, thank you.
Yeah. It's so funny, though, that you say that because I would agree the worst and the darkest seasons of my life when I did not know whether I'd get through to the next day, that's when I met God at the deepest level. And, should I say he met me. And I wouldn't want to change that for anything.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want anyone to go through what I've gone through.
No, I understand.
I don't want them to walk through those valleys, but in that valley, I know him like I would never have known him otherwise.
Yeah. And so for someone listening who's just heard you talk about that, and maybe they're new to faith or they're discovering faith, like, what does that even mean? He met you there. Like, how do you explain that to someone? You and I have been obviously journeying the faith journey for decades, but for someone else, that's a language they don't understand yet.
Yeah, how does he meet us there? It's with his presence. It's with an unusual peace that you shouldn't have when there's so much turmoil.
The peace that passes understanding.
And it really does, because it makes no sense whatsoever that you should be feeling any sense of an ability to get through this in your darkest valleys. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death and it feels like death, and yet he meets us there. He meets us there because he's a gracious God. He meets us there because that's what God does. Yeah, he's not an impersonal God. He's a very personal God. He's not an absent God. He's a very present help in time of trouble. That's what it means. And when he does meet you there, you know he's there. You just know he's there, because otherwise you wouldn't have got through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. Julia Abel, thank you for joining me today on Where Do You Find God?
Thank you, Lizzie. It's been a pleasure.
Tune in every Wednesday afternoon at